Grand Rising. For the last couple of days, I've been seeing a lot of videos of people talking about the Supreme Court case and how they're allowing people to, you know, profile people. And it's amazing to sit here and listen to a lot of the Latinos who are complaining about this, thing with the Supreme Court allowing the police officers and ICE to profile people, acting as if somehow this is something new. See, the police officers have been profiling us forever. And you have not cared. None of you other nations have cared. All of a sudden now, the Most High is just switching everything. Everything that we've been telling you, everything that we've already gone through, the Most High is switching to you. That's just more proof that the curses are on you now. The same people that he used to, push those curses on us, he's now using those people to push the curses on you. And there's videos, I'm gonna play one quick clip of a guy just like pretty much talking about how, this is horrible and this is the Fourth Amendment and this is, it's taking away the Fourth Amendment and things like that. And I'm like, okay, this has been going on. I had this discussion with some people earlier and they were talking about how Trump is racist and, he's like Hitler and he's tearing families apart and things like that. And I said, oh, so he's racist now, right? I said, he was president before, right? He was president from 2016 to 2020. I said, was he racist then? And some people said, no, he wasn't racist then. I said, oh. I said, yes, he was racist then, except he was racist pretty much only against so-called black people. And they pretty much shows you that the whole world didn't care that Trump was racist against black people from 2016, 2020. Remember Kaepernick taking a knee for police brutality and everybody just jumping on him and everything else and telling him this is not the time, this is not the appropriate time, things like that, right? So the whole world didn't care that Trump was racist against black people. How do I know that? Because the vast majority of you voted for him to be president in 2024. So now all of a sudden people are regretting their votes because now that racism is now turned against you. It's turned against all the other people. It's turned against Psalms 83. But see, this is what the Most High is, this is that testament he has against you. See, when, when Trump was doing these things against so-called black people, nobody cared. All of a sudden now he's doing it against all other minority groups. Now all of a sudden you want a coalition and you want to come together and you want to talk about how racist he was. He's been racist. All the presidents have been racist against us this whole time. Now they're racist against you, and now there's a problem. So this wasn't anything new the Supreme Court had to do because these cops have already been doing that. Looking at what are the color of our skin, looking at where we work, where we congregate, ever since the time of Reconstruction, when they were making all these laws, vagrancy laws, black codes, everything else. And see, none of you guys have cared because you just came here to get the dainties. You didn't care about the history. You just came here for the free stuff. But now that free stuff has to be paid for. So let me show this video to you.
I do because that was me.
Hold on.
I used to say things like, remember we used to say things like, don't let politics get in the middle of and or ruin relationships with friends or family? I do because that was me. I used to say things like, don't let that ruin it. It's not worth it. But the conversations were usually around subjects like maybe the government was utilizing money on things that you didn't agree with, or the fact that taxes were getting more expensive, or the fact that everyday items were getting more expensive. But the subject has changed. Because if you still support it, then you're okay with the fact that I can get either picked up or harassed because of how I look, the music I'm listening to, or the language I'm speaking.
Now again, those are all things that our people had to deal with. All things that we were getting pulled over for. We were getting, harassed for. We were getting put in jail for. See, you guys are, but see, none of you are dealing with this fact that this has already happened to our people and that you were okay with it. See, the Most High watched how you were okay with it when it happened to us. This is why things are happening to you now, because it was okay when it happened to us. You didn't care because it wasn't your problem. But see, now you're realizing that the Most High watched your actions, and now he's making you have to pay for your actions. What you've done is now coming back to you. That is what's going on right now.
The language that, mind you, I speak every day, especially if I'm on the phone with my mom or dad, or just any other family member that speaks Spanish, or that maybe I say something to my kids out in public, you're okay with it. So not only has the subject changed, but the conversation about keeping those relationships alive has definitely changed. Because again, you're okay with the fact that my kids, my nieces and nephews, my cousins and their kids, my friends and their kids can either get picked up or harassed because of how they look or what language they're speaking.
But see, this is what happens when you have a testimony. You have a testimony because, see, you were okay when that happened to us. You were okay when police officers were doing that to us. You did not stand up. You did not say, this is wrong. You were quiet. You said comply. Or you didn't say anything at all. It's not me. It's not my problem. This is a Negro problem. This is not my problem. So see, you were okay with it. That's why many people voted for him. Or you just watched and didn't even care what happened to our people. And now this is why the Most High says he's going to laugh at your calamity when, things come after you and, and it starts to, eat at your sanity. The Most High says he's going to laugh at your calamity. Go read it in Psalms, Proverbs 1. This is why he's laughing at your calamity, because it was okay when it was our people that were suffering. Now that it's your time to suffer, the Most High doesn't care. He says he's going to laugh at your calamity. He gave you opportunity to repent, and you chose not to. So when you hear all these videos, you keep saying that, well, you're okay with it. You're okay with, if you're watching this happen, well, you were okay with it first. You've been okay with it for the last 60 years while you've been getting all of the dainties. Where are all the videos talking about how this was wrong, what we did to you, now it's coming back to us? You don't see videos like that. You just see nothing but more silence. So see, the whole story of the sheep and the goats is already playing out. The whole parable of the sheep and the goats is already playing out, because Most High is telling you, like, when I was in prison, when I was hungry, when I was thirsty, you helped me. And people are like, well, when did we see you like that? When you saw my people in that condition and you helped them, you did it to the Most High. But see, when you did see us in that condition, you ignored us. You didn't want to help. And even up to today, September 2025, you still don't admit the fact that all these things that are happening to you happened to us first. You're talking about parents and families being split up. Talking about, the deporting fathers and whatever else, and deporting mothers and whatever else, and leaving kids and splitting up families. That happened to us first. In fact, many of you guys know about it. You participated in it. You benefited from it, from the destruction of our families and the stealing of our lands and giving them to you. Destruction of our families, and then giving you the dainties to come over here. So you've already benefited from it. This was all about coming over here and doing things the white way. Have a perpetual hatred towards our people. None of you say restore, but now you're out here saying, well, you're okay with it because it's happening to my family.
So yeah, the conversation has changed. As we've learned through this experience, maybe they'll get due process if they do get picked up. Maybe they won't. And as crazy as it sounds, maybe they'll get shipped off to another country they've never even been to. And you're okay with it. So yeah, the conversation has changed.
So again, like I just said, all other groups, Psalms 83, you've all been okay with it when it dealt with us. When we were going through all of these things, you were okay with it. Now, Most High says, since you were okay with it for my people, now it's time for it to be okay when it happens to you. Much love, family. Shalom.